International Skating Union in
So
the panel
in
of
the
judges,
opening group,
the
we
referee,
have Roxana
Mr.
Luca
John
of
Greenwood.
Romania. We have
The
Siyin
assistant
of
referee,
China.
Mrs.
We have
Marta
Marta
Andrade.
Andrade of Spain, and Bellemare of
Judge
Canada,
number 1,
Karen
Mrs.
Venhuizen
Zoya
of the
Jordanova.
Netherlands, and Carina Chen of
Judge number
Taipei.
2, Mr. Igor Prokop.
And to put you in the picture,
Judge number 3, Mr. Florin
the top group with Kwan and Slutskaya will start in around 3
4,
1/4
Mr.
hours
L.
time.
Inman.
There's confirmation
Judge
of how they'll start.
Mr. Zheng Sheng Yang.
Remember, 24 from this group, from this
Judge number 6,
list of
Mrs.
30,
Connie Ottoman.
will make it through to the free program, which you can see live
Judge
on
number
British
7,
Eurosport
Mr.
tomorrow
Demaran
night.
Judge number 8,
There's
Mrs.
Sun
Siyin
Sun. While we're looking through this group, let's cast our
number
minds
9,
forward.
Mr.
Chris, your
Hideo
thoughts on
Ida.
what might happen later on? Do you see it as a straight battle between Slutskaya and Kwan?
I do indeed, yes. They're going head-to-head in the final group. Kwan to skate first, which may not be a great draw for her. She's got to go out there, skate a blinder and put pressure on Irina Slutskaya, who looks in just phenomenal form this season, almost unbeatable. I think the big story is that Maria Bucheskaya hasn't made the final group, lying in 7th place after the qualification rounds, and she really is out of the running for a top medal, and in all honesty, she's unlikely to make it onto the podium.
Yes, Slutskaya seems to have the feel about her that the Kwan did 2 or 3 years ago, where we just couldn't imagine her missing. Now there's a sense of vulnerability about Kwan than there isn't about Slutskaya.
No, the Kwan's been very good here. She seems to have got a head sort of in gear for these championships, but Slutskaya seems to be really enjoying her skating. She's relaxed, she's at one with herself, great program, and just goes out there. There doesn't seem to be any pressure on her, no expectation. She's just doing it for the love of the sport, the love of skating, and it's working. She's skating very, very well indeed, and it's going to be a fantastic duel. I can't wait.
And Bellemare, the Canadian, with your support for her. And the main support for Canada will be for Jennifer Robinson, who's to go in the 4th group. And 21 years old from Laval in Quebec. And everything she does being applauded, even if some of it doesn't look as clean as it might. Qualified 13th place in her group. Good to see the Dutch represented once again. Karen Venhuizen, 16 years old from Zoetermeer, just made it, qualified in 14th place, Dutch national champion for the last 2 years. Great experience for her, of course, her first World Championship. She was in Bratislava, finished in 21st place then. Yes, 16,000 people have bought tickets for the 2 sessions, obviously so early in the morning, still coming up to, or just gone 10:30. Be around 3,000 or 4,000 in at the moment, and they flock in during the day. By the time the last group come, it'll be absolutely packed.
It'll be jam-packed, and the atmosphere is just tremendous. And would you believe, because you cannot get a ticket for love nor money for these championships, the organisers have organised this skate fest in a hall nearby, and there's been up to 10,000 people in there watching a large screen. And people can go in there, watch the event live, and all the medal presentation ceremonies are repeated after the ceremony in the ice rink. It's just a fantastic event. They've almost made it like the Olympics.
And there's Carina Chen, who'll be last to go. Another 16-year-old from Taipei, so a lot of youth here, gaining experience. Incidentally, while we've got time, just another chance to plug our website, www.eurosport.com or www.eurosport.co.uk. Join in our forum, questions every day, different ones, and chat to Chris and I about your thoughts, and interrelate too with our studio guests at British, Joanne Conway and Nikki Slater.
That concludes the warm-up. I'd ask skaters to please clear the ice.
So just getting ready for this first group. Romanian to go first in Roxana Luca. Then skaters from China, Spain, Canada, the Netherlands and Taipei. The 6 who will try and jump out of this group, as it were, to make it through to the last 24 for tomorrow night. So plenty of nerves out there at the beginning.
Roxana Luca.
First to go, the 18-year-old from Bucharest, 3 times national champion of Romania. She's Roxana Luca. Skating to the ballad For Two Strangers by Jan Pascu.
Well, as with the men's competition, the ladies have to complete 8 required elements in this 2 minutes and 40-second program. The elements are different to those of the men, and I'll take you through them. Lining up the triple loop. That's a combination double toe loop on the end. The combination can be a double and a triple jump, or 2 triple jumps. You'll see that by some of the better skaters later on. Double axel. Every skater has to perform that specific jump. 3 spins, there's the first one. The layback. And the first of the 2-step sequences is done in a straight line. It can be done in a circle or a serpentine pattern across the rink. And they have to perform a spiral sequence as well. And the solo jump has to be preceded by steps. A little bit weak there, that was a triple toe loop. But it can be a double or a triple jump. Now into the spiral sequence. She's chosen a serpentine pattern across the rink. Can be performed in a circle as well.
Just hear her coach as she went down that side of the rink. Coach just giving her encouragement.
Flying spin. That's free choice. The flying camel there.
Interesting, she changed her routine. We commented on the combination early on, which was triple loop, double toe. In fact, in practice, she's been doing the triple loop on its own, and then triple toe, double toe as the combination. She changed it round. It was odd that she fell on the toe and landed the loop perfectly.
Yes, maybe she'd been having trouble with the triple toe loop and didn't want to put extra pressure on herself to have to put combination on the end. Here's a look at the combination at the beginning again, triple loop. She sits on that back outside edge, good landing on that. You can see a little shaky with the running edges coming out of the jumps. And here's a look at the triple toe loop.
At the conclusion of the performance by the
She takes it a long way around the corner. It's a strange entry into that, and just couldn't stop the rotation at the end. So there will be deductions of 0.3 on that element for stepping out of the landing.
Yes, automatic deductions.
The second for presentation.
For the first set of marks, aren't they?
They are indeed. So the judges will get a base mark, and then they'll go down their deduction sheets, take off the relevant deductions, and that will be mark at the end of the day.
Wasn't bad though, was it?
That was a good start. Well, if you compare it to the men's last night.
Yes. Nice Negrea, the coach on the left. Pity about the triple toe. That's the main problem, and she's going through it.
Yeah, she's disappointed, isn't she? Because she knows there's 0.3 thrown away for that mistake, and when you think it's not much of an error, really.
No.
And 0.3 from every judge.
Still a chance, though, isn't there? Still a chance that she can make it through.
Oh, very much so. In this group, first to go. It's not easy to skate first in the World Championships, and she's done herself proud.
Earplugs for Eurosport from Marius Negrea.
The marks for Roxana Luca.
It's going out right across Europe, of course. .8 to 4.1.
4-1-4-0.
It's not the worst mark for someone starting off 30, but the judges got to give themselves plenty of chance to give room. Presentation maybe a bit better. It's not bad. I think she's got a chance of making it through, and suddenly looking a little bit more pleased with life, which is good to see. Roxana Luca begins for Romania.
Thank you.
Here's the 16-year-old.
Our next skater.
In her second World Championship, she competed last year, did make it through to the third stage, finished in 22nd place at the age of 15. See what she can do here. Qualified last place in her group, 15th in Group B. From Harbin province, this is Sun Siyin. Music from Mozart, an Egyptian style. Double axel to start. But down, I'm afraid, on the triple salto, which should have been the first part of the combination. So 0.4 off for that.
She's had a bit of time here to regroup before the next big element.
Yeah, and lands it. Triple toe. Cleanly landed.
Travel on the entry to that combination spin. Struggling to get onto the correct edge on that back sit.
Well, it's strange to see China these days with only one skater in the latest competition, and she's in the first group. It's so different. The men starting to make a real impact. The pairs are right there. Not so big in the dance, but remember just, what was it, 6 years ago, Chen Lu won the gold medal for China. Sun Siyin pleasing skater, very easy on the eye, but of course that was quite a mistake on the combination.
Yes, it'll be very expensive indeed. There it is. Just a little late, snapping the rotation at the beginning of the jump and ran out of time at the end. But a pleasing program to watch. Spins were not too bad. She centered this layback spin well. The combination spin, a little travelly. But I enjoyed the choreography. And at this level, obviously not too bad. It's going to get better as the evening progresses, that is for sure. She's a young skater, a real learning process. She's going to gain a lot of experience from training with the top skaters here.
Skates with Li Yu, a coach at Beijing. Interesting that quite a few of the Chinese are moving to the States to get experience and then bring that experience back, but she's still in China. Maybe she needs to make the move.
Quite possibly. One of the most important things for skaters is to actually train with top-level skaters, so you've always got something to aspire to. If you get locked up in your own little world, it's very difficult, and it's hard to progress. You forget what everybody else is doing. And I think the Chinese in the ladies are just going through a cycle at the moment, and I'm sure it won't be long before everything turns around and they've got skaters right up the top again.
3-7, 3-4, 3-9.
So those marks not as good as the Romanian Roxana Luca.
3-9, 3-4, 3-7.
There is a Chinese judge.
The marks for presentation.
Number 5. But it's the Croatian judge who has her in first place. Otherwise, I think quite rightly, she slips in second. So it's Romania first, China second, with 28 to go. Next to go,
represents
young lady we've got very used to. She's been competing in World Championships for a decade or so now. 18 years old she was when she started, 28 she is now. From Spain, qualified by the skin of her teeth. 15th she was in Group A. Marta Andrade with the soundtrack to La Vita è Bella. Again, down on the combination, not an auspicious start. It was meant to be triple flip and a double toe on the end of it.
Well, that jump would have had the highest tariff of any that we've had so far, but you could see she was so slow at the beginning of the program. Really negative about approaching that combination.
Triple toe, but double-footed.
Yes, and a turn on the landing. Good double axel. After the mistakes on the first two jumps, that was commendable. Good entry into that back sit spin. Butterfly entry.
Well, it shows you, even with all the experience, sometimes you hit the big time once a year and it doesn't come any bigger than World Championships in Canada, and you're just not what you want yourself to be. And that's what's happened here to Marta, who's a better skater than that.
Yes, just looking down her record in recent years, she's never made it through to the free program, and I don't think it's going to happen this year either. The body language going into this flip at the beginning of the program was saying, I don't want to do this, right from the word go. And you can see she didn't make the rotation. Very difficult to get anything out of that. There's the triple toe. Well, she just about kept the free leg off, it looked like, but the turn on the end will be a deduction. And after those two jumps were completed, she seemed to relax and get into the program. Such a pity, because she can obviously do those difficult elements, otherwise she wouldn't put it in the short program.
Sylvia Villegas alongside her.
She's a skater who's realised how important it is to skate with better skaters than herself. Trains in Paris, the choreography by Annie Galhagier. And there's a tremendous training camp there. Good work ethic.
Yes, born and lives in Barcelona when she's not training in Paris. And obviously that's not exactly a hotbed of figure skating.
Marks for required elements.
Tennis, yes, but not figure skating. Football, you can play.
Certainly can, yes.
3-4, 3-5, 4-0,
3-3 up to 4-0
3-8, 3-3
for the first set of marks for the elements, and they reflect the deductions, which were plentiful. So it's third place at the moment for Marta Andrade, and it's Luca who still leads at the moment for Romania. Romania first, China second, Spain in third place.
Thank you.
Now the temperature will go up just a little bit now. Stefan Ivar sending out the next to skate. Third place in Canadian Nationals. 21 years old, from Laval in Quebec. Her first World Championships. Lovely smile as she goes out center stage. And already the crowd flocking in to see her. Annie Bellemare, the soundtrack for Somewhere in Time. What a start. Triple Lutz, double toe. Most difficult element so far. Cleanly landed.
Beautifully landed. And she missed that in the qualification round. Not a lot of elevation going into that flying spin. Could be a deduction there.
What a shame. Triple flip. Down she goes. 0.4 off. Well done. Double axel. Combination was so good. A girl with a winning personality, and the crowd have taken to her here.
She's got a super style, real traditional look to her. I thought the choice of music really matched her style of skating. Thoroughly enjoyed the program, and what a shame she couldn't nail that flip. But what about this combination? Very little preparation, clean as a whistle on the landing of that looks. Nice double toe on the end. And here's the flip. She missed it in qualification. To be honest with you, if she'd landed it, I would have given her a 0.3 deduction for the lack of the steps at the beginning of that. The judges are looking for the skaters to have linking movements right up to the jump. And she did a left-right, bit of a pause, and was sure to be receiving deductions even if she'd landed it.
But overall, it wasn't a scarring performance, was it?
No.
Such a big moment for her. Her first World Championships in front of her adoring public. She can go on and take this and learn from it and grow from it.
Let's hope she gets another opportunity to compete at the World Championship. She's been in the 4 continents for the past 3 years, won a bronze medal a couple of years ago, so she's used to competing on the big stage and has proved that she can compete right at the top level. Doesn't she look great out there?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the crowd gave her plenty of support.
The marks for required
Stefan Ivar,
elements.
the coach, trains her in Boucherville. And these are the best marks so far.
4-1, 4-5,
4-1 up to 4.8. No Canadian judge there.
4-2, 4-8.
But the important thing, of course, is that row of ones, which you should get at the bottom, because the presentation marks should be good. Oh, yeah. Surprised they're that high, to be honest. But there you go.
0-4-6.
She'll take that.
A big lift, yeah, and she's certain to qualify, I would think, with those marks.
5-0,
No danger at all.
5-3, 5-1.
Annie Bellemare from Canada. Now it's the two 16-year-olds to finish off this group.
Our next skater
First, the
represents
16-year-old from Groningen
Carina
in the
Venhuizen.
Netherlands. Dutch champion for the last 2 years. The first World Championship, she was 21st in Bratislava. So she's had experience, but nothing quite as big as this. Qualified in 14th place in her group. Carina Venhuizen. With some music from Vanessa Mai. Triple loop to start. Oh yes, triple toe, double toe. This is a very impressive start from young Karen. that's a shame. Double axel and a heavy fall after 2 more difficult jumps landed well.
That really was a hard fall. She got it all wrong, stepping onto that left forward outside edge.
I could see you wince as she went into the air.
That was always on the
Well, it was very, very promising for the first couple of minutes, and I think we've got a skater here who could do something. Holland obviously needs a big lift. It's figure skating, just as we do back in the UK. But she came out with a lot of courage and a lot of confidence. And I was surprised, actually, that what happened in that double axe.
Yes, it was a real mistake. She just got it all wrong stepping onto the edge. Hopefully we'll see it again. But here's the loop. She stayed on 2 feet for a long time going into that. Didn't quite make the rotation. A little bit of a cheat on the landing there, but disguised it well. And here's the combination. Triple toe, good elevation on that. Clean as a whistle on the landing. Double toe, nice knee bend on that back outside edge. Not a chance to see the axle again, but basically what happened, she stepped onto the left foot. And you have to jump out of the circle that you're standing on. And unfortunately for her, her left foot went into the circle and her body weight went out of the circle as it should do. And consequently, you can't find your right foot when you're in the air. And it's just the most awful feeling. She'll have known before she'd got to the top of the jump that she was in serious trouble. So all credit to her for going through with it.
I can't find my right foot, sometimes it's on the ground. You've seen me like that?
I have, yes. All too often, I'm afraid. But it's very amusing.
There's promise there, no doubt about it. We could be seeing a lot of her.
Well, let's hope she can make it through.
Yes, important moments now for the coaches to accentuate on the positive, because there were plenty of positive moments there. Sylvia Holtis, Sandra Shah, choreographer.
Yeah, the good thing was she came out, she looked nervous, but she didn't let it affect the skating.
No.
She still attacked those big elements at the beginning.
Three eight, 3-8, 3-9, 4-0, 4-3.
It was at least 0.4 off on that first set of marks, and possibly a deduction for the flying spin. She didn't really get a good position in the air before getting into the spin.
Second set will be better, but not appreciably better, so it's not too bad. She slots in second place above Luca.
4-5, 4-7,
16-year-old in behind Annie Bellemare of Canada.
4-7. Thank you.
Now the 16-year-old from Taipei, but very much an all-American girl. Debbie Story sends her out. She's from Naperville, Illinois. Used to compete in US Nationals, but didn't think she was going to make it on the US team, so now skates for Taipei. Certainly has an authentic name. Carina Chen qualified in 13th place in her group. And her music, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Beethoven's Last Night.
Super position in the layback to start.
Shame. In for the Lutz. It should have been the combination Lutz and Toru at 0.4 off. Only a double there. I'm afraid things going dramatically south for Carina.
This is definitely a confidence thing, because she seemed to have done everything right on the Lutz, perhaps a bit too much knee bend, and then didn't really attack that triple toe.
Oh dear, confidence completely gone on the jumps. She was trying to go for that double axel and couldn't even launch herself. Lovely spins at the end, and very pleasing moments out on the ice. She cuts a good figure, but no jumps, I'm afraid, and the harshness of the reality of this short program really bit there. And 3 lots of 0.4, I'm afraid, off straight away, just for the jumps.
Yes, in fact, she'll probably get a 0.5 deduction for the attempt on the axle, because that really is an omission. There was nothing there at all, was there?
No.
And this is probably the highlight, the first element of the program. Just a perfect position in that layback spin. Made the rotation, but for the rest of it, no confidence. Here's the Lutz. She gets a really deep knee bend on the way into that, and you can see she'd done everything right. The 3 turns were there. No confidence or conviction with that free leg to stop the rotation, and then it went downhill from then on. Such a pity.
And
she is pleasing to watch.
Yes, she is. But try telling her that right now. She's really going through it. Well, maybe that's a reason. Doesn't seem very healthy. I think she was saying she couldn't breathe.
Of course, it's very warm in the arena. There's so many people in here, and the temperature rising all the time. And it is hard to get through the programs. You see some of the skaters just suck on a lemon before they go out there, just to keep their saliva going in the mouth, because you can get very, very dry indeed. And of course, when it's not working, everything feels terrible.
Yes.
It's much, much harder to get through the program.
Carina Chen marks for required elements.
She won't want to watch these.
Yeah, 3-0 up to 3.7.
3-1.
Should be a good deal better, but that, I'm afraid, is going to take her out of contention for a qualifying place. 24 make it through.
The marks for presentation.
I'm afraid she's going to be pretty near the bottom of the pile of this group. Indeed, just one below her, which I guess is at Marta Andrade. We'll have to get that confirmed. I think Marta Andrade is at the bottom, the Spaniard. She slots in 5th of 6. So I don't think we're going to get anybody below that. So it's Annie Bellemare who leads for Canada after the first of these 6 groups. There is confirmation. Bellemare who leads. Karen Venhuizen of the Netherlands in 2nd, and Roxana Luca 3rd for Romania. We'll take a break. You'll be back with us for the 2nd group, live for you on Eurosport right after this.